developing the screenplay, I mean the Insidious 1 up to 4, which approach did you use? You try to put your personal fear on that screenplay, or you might compile the common fear of audience to that screenplay?
I think that I use my own personal fears, because my belief is that if it scares me, it'll scare other people. We're all united in the world, you know. I think we all really do have the same fears,
yes.
and in life, and so you have to use yourself as the barometer for what's scary. So that's usually where I start, is, you know, what scares me.
Oh yes, and then how you anticipate the audience about their anticipation at social media, something Twitter, Facebook, something like that. How do you manage that? It's
hard because you never know what an audience is going to think of a film. You might have you might think you have an idea of how they're going to react. Like, an interesting thing for me in directing a film, with directing the third Insidious film, is some of the scenes that I thought were going to be really scary, the audience didn't react to as much, and other scenes that I hadn't thought much about had a huge reaction. So it's an interesting lesson in how the audience doesn't let you dictate where they react. You know, they're really the boss. They're in charge of the film, and they shape the film themselves.
Okay, and how about your relation with the director? I mean, in the fourth movie, you are the screenwriters, and then how you try to deliver this screenplay to the director? Do you want to have your idea is apply on that movie, or you just give the director a freedom to choose what he did?
I definitely wanted to give the director freedom, because having directed myself, I know how difficult it would be to have somebody sitting over your shoulder saying, do this, could you just change that, maybe change this? So I definitely wanted to give Adam the room to make his film, but having said that, he was also really open to collaboration. You know, this is the fourth film in this ongoing story, and so he wanted some guidance about what to do here and there and what we would do, and I was happy to do that. I was happy to collaborate with him. So it was kind of a mix between the two, you know, and it worked out well because I was acting in the movie, playing Specs. I was there on the set, so it was easy to, you know, talk to
coordinate with her. Okay, so the Insidious the Last Key is take a look on the Ellie's past. What's important that it brings to the Insidious universe?
I think the important thing for me is filling in the backstory of Lynn Shaye's character, Elise. Elise is just a character I love to write. I love writing for Lynn Shaye. And it's interesting when you know who the actor is going to be that you're writing for, it changes how you write. A lot of times when I write movies, I don't know who the actors are going to end up being. So you can't really pick a voice. Whereas when I write an Insidious film, I very much write to Lynn. I can hear her voice in my head. And I love that. I love that about writing Insidious movies.
So you have the trust and also confidence in giving this role to the Lynn. Lynn.
Oh yeah, I knew that. You know, I knew from the third movie that audiences loved her, and critics loved her as well. I remember one review said, "It was great to see more of Lynn Shaye. Maybe the next time around we'll see even more." And it always stuck with me. So when it came time to write this film, I thought, well, why not make Lynn the star of the movie?
Yeah, we slightly see that Lynn from the supporting cast, supporting role, into the heroine of this movie.
Yes, absolutely.
How do you think about that?
I love
the development.
I love it. I mean, yeah, in that first Insidious film, she was a supporting player. And, you know, Patrick Wilson and Rose Byrne were really the lead characters.
The lead character.
So it's great to see a supporting character. It's something you get to do in TV more. You know, when you watch a TV show, even the supporting characters get explored, and that's not something you get to do as much in movies. And so I love the idea that this episodic nature of the sequels has filled in her character and allowed us to get to know her more.
We know the characters, we know her background story. What kind of aspect that you want to explore more on Alice? Maybe in the next movie?
Yeah, maybe in the future. Yeah, the problem is she died in the first film. Spoiler alert. So it's difficult to know where they can go with her character from here. But I know that I love working with Lynn Shaye, and I know she loves playing this role, so we'll find something for her to do.
Okay. What kind of enjoyment did you get from writing a horror movie?
I think the enjoyment is in trying to elicit a response from an audience. It's almost similar to writing a comedy. You know, when you're writing a comedy, the barometer is you. Like, is this making me laugh? And you anticipate what it's going to be like to watch an audience laugh. And it's very satisfying to watch an audience react exactly where you wanted them to react. It doesn't always happen, but when it does, it's the best feeling in the world. So I love that feeling of watching it go from script to a screen and seeing the audience scream right where I wanted them to scream.
Okay. And we see that in the last key there is an archetype. I mean, we see symbols of keys. Do you get this reference from certain mythology, or you create it from your mind, from your brain?
Yeah, it was kind of an interesting thing. I think it developed slowly. I actually wrote this film in Spain. I thought it would be great to rent a house in Spain and write the film there. And I was staying in this pretty creepy 300-year-old house in a town that only had 5 houses in it, and the town was called Sint-Klaas, which I don't know if I'm getting this translation correct, but I read that it translates as 5 keys, and which is the name of the town in the film. And I guess that idea of keys and unlocking things started to really take hold once I was there in Spain, in this town.
Okay, we heard that this will be the last movie. I hope not. So this is the last movie, or there will be a film series?
I really don't know, because a lot of times whether or not you go on with the story, it's all about demand. You know, like if this film does well and audiences really love it, then there might be a conversation about whether to do another one. But yeah, it's really, a lot of people believe that these sequels are planned out far in advance, but really it's all about each individual film and whether it warrants, you know, another episode. But if you want more, maybe we'll do it.
Yes, we will. Okay, so there's this last question. Thanks you for the chance. We hope that your film will be success in Indonesia.
Ah, me too. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. Nice to meet you.
There's nothing.
Insidious: The Last Key. Rated PG-13.